I think the stunt team and the stunt management really went far to show the physical exertion of Sam Wilson because, you know, he doesn't have the serum. He's not a super soldier. It's more so about him having to cause an effect to stop a person from, you know, hurting him. So with the wings, with the shield, with the idea of him becoming more vengeful in his physical nature, it looks like more aggressive than the other stuff because all he has is his fists. You know, there's not like the superpower he has. So you have to show his brute force and his ability. You know what? Great question, because that was a question that we were thinking about since the beginning. Because with Brave New World, you can't assume that everybody watched The Falcon Winter Soldier. You can't assume that everybody watched Endgame or anything before that. So with this movie, the conversations that Julius Ona, myself, and Nate Moore always had was, how do we make this a beginning point, but keeping with the history and long lines of films and TV shows that came behind it? So we were very cognizant of the idea of ushering in a new audience and letting this be a starting point so that if they want it, they can go back and watch up to this point. But if they started here, they would be able to continue. A lot of handsome guys in that movie. It's like Thunderbolts, like the what do you call those guys? The Thunder Down Under. That's what Thunderbolts is.
So, what film would you compare Captain America: Brave New World to?
I would compare it to Captain America: The First Avenger. If you look at it, Captain America: The First Avenger was a foundation that the Marvel Universe built upon to Endgame.
Yeah.
And Endgame is literally called Endgame for a reason. It was the end of the game, you know? So you had to build another foundation for the universe to build upon again to get to that moniker or that crescendo of what that movie, what that universe, first phase, that universe was. So I feel like Brave New World is called Brave New World for a reason, because it's the beginning of a new world. It's that foundation that we start with and we build to that Endgame size crescendo. Great question. You know, in a lot of ways, they're similar. That's why if you go back and watch Falcon Winter Soldier, Steve Rogers and Sam Wilson connects on many different levels as soldiers, as humanitarians, as honorable men. But the big difference is, you know, Sam Wilson is a counselor. It says a lot about someone to have the ability to sacrifice everything to help other people. And I think that's the big thing about him. It says the most important marker in his character is the fact that he's a facilitator and a helper of his fellow man. And I think that's the big difference. You know, if you watch Captain America: The First Avenger, Steve Rogers was chosen to be Captain America because of one action. They threw a grenade in the middle of the room and he jumped on a grenade. And, you know, Sam Wilson has that same characteristic, but heightened, elevated. And I think that's the only difference between the two characters.